Section 14.7, multiplying and dividing integers. Now remember, we've added integers and we've subtracted integers, but we don't really subtract integers, do we? We just add them, we just combine them, and we know that the sign in front of them is the sign of the number, okay? Now, we need to talk about multiplying and dividing today. A negative times a negative is a positive. A negative times a positive is a negative. But here's the real rule that I want you to remember. This is true for multiplying and dividing. If the signs are the same, the answer is positive. If the signs are different, the answer is negative. That's it. Okay? So when you look at this first one, example number 1, it says, tell whether the product or quotient is positive or negative. You do not have to find the product or quotient. First of all, for your homework tonight, go ahead and find the product and quotient. Go ahead and figure it out. Okay? But we're going to take it in 2 steps here. Raise your hand. Is the quotient here positive or is it negative? Bennett?
Negative.
It is negative because the signs are different, right? 72 is negative, 9 is positive. And since the signs are different, the answer is going to be negative. Now, raise your hand if you can tell me what is negative 72 divided by positive 9. Gray?
Is it
Negative 8. Perfect. Everybody happy? Different signs, the answer is negative. Same signs, the answer is positive. Okay? Here we go. Example number 2 says, find the product or the quotient. Well, let me ask you this. Coolest. In A, is that a product or a quotient?
That is a quotient.
It's a quotient because we're dividing. Peyton,
Yes.
is the answer going to be positive or negative?
Negative.
It's going to be negative because why?
Because there's one negative sign.
There's one negative sign and one positive sign. They're different.
Yeah.
Okay, good. What is negative 124 divided by 31, Allison?
4.
Negative.
Sorry.
Okay, good. We knew it was negative. We didn't need to put the negative sign in the calculator because we figured out what the sign was before we even did any work. We didn't need to even worry about it anymore. You could just forget about that and just put 124 divided by 31 and stick 4 behind the negative. That's it. Well, you don't have to use your calculator either. You might be able to do it mentally. Okay? Now, let's look at B over there. Raise your hand. Is that a product or a quotient? Catherine? I'm sorry? It's a product because I'm multiplying. Okay? Good. Is the sign of the answer, Lou, going to be positive or negative?
It's going to be positive because they're both the same.
Because they are the same, it's going to be positive. Do I need to write the positive sign?
No.
Let's take a little side note here for a moment. If I don't see a sign, what is the sign? Good. Now here's another question. If I don't see a number, what is the number?
0.
No.
Negative. Not.
Thank you. What is the exponent of this number? Allison?
4.
What is the exponent, Izzy?
2.
No.
To the 1.
It's 1. 4 to the first power. Let me ask you this. We did this earlier with the problem that we had in our journal, right? What's the number in front of the P? What's the number in front of the P, John?
1.
It's 1P, isn't it? Okay. What's the exponent of the P? Bennett? 1. Exactly. Okay. What's the sign of the P? Bennett? Positive. All that stuff's there, but those are things that we just take, if we don't see it, we take them for granted. We know it's positive, even though there's not a sign in front of it. If there's no number in front of the P, we know it's 1P, right? If there's no exponent above the P, then we know it's P to the first. Nice, okay? Now, you were just saying earlier, I don't need to write the positive sign, but just in this case, I am. All right, so we know it's positive because the two signs are the same. Casey, what is 6 times 42? 252. Nice. Well done. All right. You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 5, I think. Okay. Example number 3 says simplify. Raise your hand if you can tell me what I should do first here. What should I do first, Izzy? 24 times negative 8. All I have are multiplication and division, and I know that those two things are equal. I just do them left to right in order, okay? Is it going to be positive or negative, Cedar?
It's going to be positive times negative
It's going to be negative. Why?
because different signs equal negative.
Okay, if the signs are different, then we get a negative, right? Okay, good. Negative what, John D?
Negative 192.
Nice. John D did that in his head, 192. Still, we're left with divided by negative 6. Gray,
But wouldn't it
what's the sign of this quotient?
Positive.
It's going to be positive. Why?
Because it's two of the same size.
Two of the same signs, right? Okay, so I know it's going to be positive. I don't need to write it, but since we're talking about signs today, I'm just going to write it there. What is 192 divided by 6? Bennett?
32.
32. So the answer is positive 32. Now, there was a question a second ago. Did I answer it in the process? I thought someone said, but what? Okay. Was it you, Cedar?
Yeah, but I thought that
Cedar got it taken care
I
of.
thought you were dividing or something.
Oh, okay.
With
All right.
1.8.
Positive 32. Are we good? Okay, let's look at the next one. Now with this one, no work to be done here. So when I check your homework, I'm not going to hassle you about work on this. Okay? It says, without performing the indicated divisions, complete the statement using greater than, less than, or equal to. Okay, negative 642 divided by 214 blank, negative 170 divided by negative 10. What's the answer, is it? Right or left is bigger? The right side is bigger, Izzy says. So you want it to point to the left, right? Correct, I mean? Okay. How do you know that without doing it? How do you know that, John? McVie. Okay, John says, never mind. Allison.
You can tell by the numbers which, if the signs are the same or different, what the output will be. So if you negative times a positive, that's going to be a negative.
Wait, there's no times up there.
Negative divided by a positive, that's going to be a negative.
So this side's going to be negative, whatever, right?
Yes. And then the other side's negative divided by negative is going to be positive, which is always.
It's going to be positive, whatever. And positive's always bigger than negative. I didn't even look at those numbers. I just looked at the signs. Okay? Does that make sense? Everybody feel good?
Yes.
Let's look at the last one here. Okay? Evaluate the expression 5y over 6 when y equals 18. Tell me what I should do first, Peyton.
You should plug in.
No.
No, you should.
That is not what I should do first. Gray, what should I do first?
Well, evaluating plug in something.
It does mean just that. It means plug in. This word means plug in and then simplify.
What you would do is, or what I would do is I would do 5 parentheses
5 parentheses
over 6.
over 6. Good.
Then I would put 18 in the parentheses.
Nice. Now hang on there. What do I do first now? Lily, what would you do now?
Multiply
5 and 18. Remember, a fraction bar is really just like parentheses. It says do the stuff on top and do the stuff on bottom before we simplify. Okay? Before we divide. Okay, well, what is 5 times 18, McVie? 90 over 6. Now what, Cedar?
You can divide
Okay, and what do I get? What is 90 divided by 6?
30.
It's not 30.
Oh, no.
90 divided by 3 is 30.
20.
Hang on.
I got one. Ginger's got one.
Bennett? 15. Nice. All right. Ginger had it, but I didn't give him a shot. All right. Allison, yes, ma'am.
There's another way you can do that one.
There is another way you could do that one.
But I don't know if this is how I did it.
That's okay.
I accidentally did 90 divided by 3.
90 divided by 3 gave you 30.
30, and then 30 over 2
Right, because you only divide that by 3 also.
is 15 over 1.
Right. Exactly. You just reduced it, didn't you?
Also,
Mm-hmm.
you could write it as 18
You could have canceled and made that 1 and 3 and then multiply. Yep, that works too. And that works, Lily, when all I'm doing up there is multiplying. But if I have adding and subtracting up there, then I gotta simplify that stuff on top first. All right. Good job, folks. Thank you. You're ready.